What up? What up? Good morning, GMG. And Friday. Oh, baby, Friday. June 6th, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-hosts in the house. Tyler, Mando, good morning. Happy Friday. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing great, man. A bit of a wild 24 hours, I have to say. But it was, yeah, Bitcoin back up. Bitcoin higher than when we did the show yesterday. How wild is that? Didn't feel like that for a minute yesterday.
It definitely felt like we were about to break below $100,000 for a second yesterday. That's for sure. But hey, listen, turnaround Thursday, worked out pretty well in the end, and we definitely have a lot to talk about. And it's a weird time to be on X, I would say. Tyler, how you doing today?
Fantastic. My hometown Pacers pulled out an incredible comeback win. Game one of the finals last night. Didn't lead the entire game until 0.3 seconds left, which is just wild comeback. That was incredible. And then at the same time, our coins are reversing. And my beloved Fartcoin Friday, we're coming to Coinbase, baby. It's big.
Dude, it's pretty wild. What's going on in the world right now. But let me tell you, Halliburton is on fire. That's the only thing I know about basketball is that this guy's nickname, Halliburton, is the Halliburton.
Yeah,
they call him Halliburton.
City Bomber.
That's an incredible name.
Yeah, it is an incredible name. Musk is welcome in Europe. That's funny. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot to talk about today. Big gem to everybody. Spencer, we're going to send you a stream link so you can join us on the half-hour mark. But today on the show, we'll do markets quickly. I think it's pretty straightforward. We're going to have to debrief the Trump versus Musk feud that took place yesterday afternoon, evening. That was insane, boys. Absolutely crazy. And still going on. Musk going as far as calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump. Like, talk about a complete 180. Absolute madness here. Mom and dad are fighting in America. Mama America and Papa America are fighting. So I have to figure this out, Tyler. Then Fartcoin, Tyler's top 100. We'll talk about all this stuff. So love to see that. And speaking of Fartcoin, we have Fartcoin Friday. Named by Tyler himself. Love the hat. So 3 winners for Yeet today. 3 winners, as we didn't give anything on Monday and Tuesday. So 3 people will come and play some coin race with us today. So let's see who wins. So at the end of the show, you'll be able to join the stage and win some money. And then last but not least, we'll also join by Spencer, who's already on stage today. Spencer, founder of OCAP Games, that just recently announced the acquisition of Moonbirds. And so love to see that. Also a friend of the show. So really excited to catch up with Spence here. And last but not least, this show is powered by Wallet Connect. I did not open my ad read and I still don't know it by heart. Wallet Connect is the connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto, as recognizable as Visa at checkout. Want to learn more? Follow Wallet Connect on X and Telegram to stay ahead of what's next. Mando, what's next?
I can't hear. So it was a bit of a wild 24 hours in crypto. I did say at the start of the show, we have ended up higher. It looks like kind of across the board. I think ETH a little bit lower, but Bitcoin's definitely higher. I think Solana's maybe even a little bit higher from when we did the show yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it was 144. Oh, that was from the show. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot what it dumped yesterday.
Something like that. But yeah, big reversal. Oh, is there like an echo, Farokh?
Is it me?
Yes, I think so.
That's weird.
I don't know what's causing it.
Try again. Check. The echo cancellation is on. Try 1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe we'll just mute you while I talk.
Just keep going. I'll refresh.
Okay. So we've seen obviously this headline tennis between Trump and Elon. It'd been simmering for a couple of days. He'd been talking trash about him on the timeline, and then, well, at least about the big bill, and then it just kind of erupted yesterday. Basically, Elon started calling him ungrateful, started dialing up the pressure, and then Trump came out and said he's gone crazy. And then Elon basically said, oh, he's in the Epstein files. And it just kind of felt like with every single tweet, it was getting worse and worse. This was around the same sort of time as we had the US stock market close. So the crypto suddenly just became like the way to short. And so you had this like around 4 p.m. Eastern to around 6 p.m. Eastern, like crypto really just cratered because everyone was like, oh my God, the world's about to end because these two are fighting. And then when futures opened, it wasn't really that bad. We kind of rebounded from that point onwards. But it was interesting to see again that crypto just becomes this like asset to smash around on any headline. But we saw Bitcoin go all the way down to 100K. You saw ETH go to 2,380, I think. Solana went down to 140. Like big move across the board in majors, and most alts as well followed it lower. The actual macro news had been relatively okay. We had a better jobs figure as well today, which was a good sign. You had Trump now calling for a full 1 percentage point drop in interest rates. He's back kind of screaming around that. And there was some positive news that, you know, him and Xi had a phone call, which he was relatively bullish on, at least from his commentary afterwards. So yeah, it didn't really feel like the sort of day that you'd see that sort of sell-off, although it maybe had been brewing, like we'd seen a little bit of weakness for a few days there, which I think kind of came back. And then it was just a bit of a flush. So I think we saw about $1 billion of liquidations in that sell-off. On the rebound, Bitcoin's been the strongest. Bitcoin dominance, I think, is going back up over this period, which is kind of unsurprising because after a flush, it can be pretty nasty. Let's see how sustained the move is. The biggest gainer in altcoins was Fartcoin. It got its Coinbase roadmap listing. We've seen in the past this has led to Binance listings as well. So with Hyperliquid, for example, so maybe we will see a Binance listing as well for Fartcoin. It's up. I'm still surprised it's not up more on the back of that, particularly after the market kind of continued to go higher. But that's done okay. And then I would say that most things are just kind of now flat. Like the biggest loser was Trump, which was basically on like the back and forth on this coin. And there seems to be a lot of I don't know, there's a cease and desist order was ordered yesterday, and then you had the founder of World Liberty Financial shorting Trump on Hyperliquid. It was all a bit nasty, but I don't know. At 10, it's just kind of like hanging out now. It feels like. In terms of Bitcoin news, we had two big headlines, I would say. Strategy is increasing. Well, maybe three. Strategy is increasing their equity pref stock issuance to 1 billion. Metaplanet's planning to raise 5.5 billion odd to buy Bitcoin. And then you had Trump Media coming out and say they want to raise an extra 12 billion to buy Bitcoin. So big headlines out in the Bitcoin treasury space again this morning, which was taken. I think that's kind of why we've seen this like very quick V-shaped rebound in Bitcoin. And there's a lot of smaller firms also coming in saying, hey, we're going to buy Bitcoin. It's like every day we see headlines around that. So relatively bullish. On the payment side, Uber said that they're potentially looking to accept stable coins for payments. We've seen that from some of their competitors recently. I think we saw Waymo and Lyft both look at this recently, so it's maybe unsurprising that Uber's going to try and do that. And then we saw Circle have a Rockstar IPO, doubled off the break in the teens now, of $1 billion valuation. So very, very strong IPO there. And I think that's it.
Shout out to Chat GPT. Let me know. Do I still have an echo here, or is it fixed?
It's better. It's better now.
It's better. Okay, yeah, cool. Shout out to Chat GPT. Yesterday on the show, Tyler and I, before you came in, Tyler, Mando, we asked what their thoughts on Circle, and then I said, Tyler was like, no, ask it, buy or sell. So I go, in one word, buy or sell, and it said buy. And so, you know, we got our financial advice from Chat GPT, and we're all billionaires now because we totally
Nice.
bought it. Yeah, man. So, the show brings alpha in many ways. But yeah, Circle, mega IPO here. A lot of news to go over. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be part of your topics, Tyler, but let's just go there. So Team Trump or Team Elon? My personal allegiance is with the person I interviewed. It's business. Uh, so what do we, not even that, forget the team thing. Like, what do we make of this? Like, do you guys think this is all over a bill? Really? Like,
I think I agree with Elon here in terms of the economics of it all. Like, I think one of the reasons why Trump was able to win over a lot of the liberal tech class, let's say, of America was because there was a lot of alarm sounding about the unsustainable fiscal situation in the US, and that actually won over a large amount of that class. And Trump did campaign on the idea that Doge was going to save 1 to 2 trillion, and that would pay for then the rest of the spending. That hasn't happened, and now you have this spending bill, and I think that there's a sense here, probably from that tech elite group, that that the fiscal situation or government is unsavable now. And I think it'd been brewing for a little bit. It'd probably been brewing since the 10-year started going higher again, and that Doge was being blocked in many different ways by the courts. And it was clear that some things were going to be at least off limits with regards to defense. And suddenly this had been coming, I feel like. Do I think it was the smartest move from Elon? But obviously not. If you're gonna do that, I think it's a little bit painful. But I actually agree with him. I think now this is how you can get really bullish on Bitcoin on the back of this. I think a load of tech people are now going to be like, government's unsavable here. The only thing, you should own Bitcoin. Own Bitcoin.
You don't air out your dirty laundry like that, though. You know what I mean? It's pretty. I was watching. It's funny. So I have live television now for the first time in 10 years. And so I was watching Bloomberg for yes, I was like, oh, let me be that guy. So I was on my couch doing some work, and I turned on Bloomberg. And so it happens that Trump was on live with the Chancellor of Germany. And then I'm listening, and I'm like, oh, fuck, he just made a negative comment about Elon. And then the phone starts going. So I may become the next Walter from Bloomberg here. That's because I got it before X. And I'm listening. I'm like, oh, fuck, this is going to go crazy. So I'm like, and then we're at dinner with OpenSea and Schiller. Shout out to OpenSea, shout out to Schiller throwing a great dinner in a Fado in Lisbon yesterday, which was a thing where there's a mini song singing in between each course. And then the bomb drops, the Epstein tweet, and everybody goes, but you're not allowed to speak, right? It's you have to be really quiet, right? Man, I don't know if you've been to a Fado here, it's so cool. And it's just insane. I was talking about it. I mean, Tyler, what do you make of this? And as you say this, I found a compilation of the best tweets on the timeline about the feud. One of them is Mando's that went completely viral. But what do you make of this, Tyler?
The timeline was absolutely electric. I'm slightly on the opposite side from Mando here. I'll take the other side of this. I agree the U.S. deficit is out of control, 100%. I think everyone is pretty much aligned with that. I think my read from Trump here is that he's just being a realist. And his take is that this is their only chance to get a lot of the positive things in this bill through with the way the House is set up or Congress is set up ahead of 2026. So it's now or never, I think, is kind of the read I have from him. And it's not that he just wants to go buck wild spending necessarily. So I think that's my read. And I think Elon he's got some egg on his face, having been one of the biggest backers of Trump and then just kind of turning his back on him like this in public. I don't know. I think it's a fairly bad look. I think they can get past it. I think they probably will. I've been trying to figure out the chess behind all this. And I feel like there is clearly more to this. And I don't know what started all of it. But
Elon had a black eye the day before.
Rumors that him and Bessent got into a fight, that would have been something to see. I saw DC Investor talk about are the tech elites going to form their own party? And I think there's something to that. And then I saw Elon's poll. I sent it in our chat. So Elon actually put the poll out. Like, do you want a third party? And like, I do. I actually think a lot of Americans would. I don't know if it's realistic to get enough backing in a 2 to 4 year timeline. But I think there is appetite for a new centrist party without some of the extreme aspects of both sides of the right and left. I don't know if Elon's the guy to head it up, but is this opening the door? Is this why he's doing it? I've seen the take that they got what they wanted of getting Trump elected, deregulating AI, and now they're going to go after their own political party for 2028. And that theory kind of makes some sense to me, I got to say.
I mean, let's be honest, it's time for America to have more than two parties. Like, this is very, like, it's an American thing. And I don't know. I think it's I don't think it's a hot take anymore, right? The bipartisan just doesn't work anymore in today's world. Am I wrong?
Hot take, but we haven't seen anything change.
Right.
So it would still be a pretty substantive change. But if anyone can pull it off, I mean, it's this group, it's this cohort.
5.2 million voters. That doesn't mean it's Americans. 80% people saying yes, but you don't know how many. You just assume what half of these are USA. But it's a big poll. 64 million views here. I'm very disappointed in this compilation of tweets. Mando's tweet didn't make the cut, given that it was a huge viral one. So I'm gonna pull it up. Actually, this one is so good. Elon's come down today. That's really good. And then this one, I mean, this is great. This is just, bro, you seeing this? Hold up, got a line, bro. Man,
when the Epstein thing dropped, I was like, this is the next level of this.
I mean, these guys are loving this, right?
Yeah, there were a couple of tweets to that end, like, oh, China's won off the back of this. I think I saw Freebird from All In tweet that.
You must be yapping right now.
I wouldn't be too hyperbolic about it, but I do think that they were a powerful team together, way more powerful in my opinion together than they are apart.
It could be a fallout that just solves itself. Like I feel
like he burned the bridges. He burned, like, with the Epstein tweet. If it hadn't been the Epstein tweet, I think we would have.
You're right. Yeah.
Because like, salvageable.
Remember when he was beefing with Joe Rogan? So John Shahid this morning said, "Not forget how this feud ended. Everything will work out well in the end." But like, that's different, right? Like, you're right. Like that, and then calling for his impeachment, guys.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. It's not.
It got aggressive, right? Like I feel like it got really aggressive really quick.
Mostly on Elon's side.
Elon takes a lot of drugs, and he publicly says he takes a lot of drugs, right? This felt kind of like a crash out, like you would do if you were hammered,
or the day after, like a nice little 12-hour session.
Yeah, like not.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine being the richest man in the world, high as fuck off your rockers on ecstasy or on a come down, beefing with the president of America? That tweet, the Epstein tweet got 180 million views.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think Tesla might.
Let's talk about
seriously take action about removing him from CEO. And I'm not necessarily
You're right.
for that. I'm an Elon fan. I think he's a visionary. But like, how many chances do you get at this? Like,
God, dude,
50 billion in value yesterday, just because he couldn't put his phone away on this drug-fueled rant.
It's up a bit on the day, but it went to 273 on that wick. Probably good buy for what it's worth, but what do we think? So we opened. So we were quick. The teams were working at like 11 p.m. in Europe. we shipped markets on this. Where is it? So will Trump? I have a question for you. Please, literally, will Donald Trump be suspended from X by June 13th? So in a week. Do you guys think Elon would do that?
No fucking way.
I would take the no here as well. Like
I
91%
think
of
he
the
was
users.
close yesterday. I think he was close in that drug-fueled state of mind, but a more sober Elon, probably not.
And we should launch a market. Will Trump sell his Tesla? We should write that one down.
Oh,
But
yeah.
will Elon Musk be removed as Tesla CEO by June 13th? Too soon.
I think that's too soon, but I think if you expand it across 2025, I think it's probably like 10 to 20% or more.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why we can't launch 2025 markets. I'm not going to give too much alpha, but people can read between the lines. There's a reason why that we have to stop on June 13th. Yeah. It rhymes with Gary V and the number 3. I'm going to get fired from my position as president if I keep talking. Anyways, actually, I don't think that can happen. Anyways, so that's the beef. So I guess we'll see what happens. Do you think that's going to rock the markets a little more, Tyler or Mando? And then we'll go to Tyler for a quick rundown of the topics. But do you think the market's going to be a little rocky from here, or that was just a quick little night spat?
I don't think this is bearish for crypto in any scenario. Let me put it that way.
I agree. Yeah.
I actually think this is pretty bullish. If you were to paint any picture, it's the picture I just painted to you. Like the movement of the tech elite class, let's say, maybe away from this. The one thing you could say is that David Sachs has been pretty influential, I think, in some of the crypto policy that's come out of the US since Trump's been in office, and he is a big Elon guy. So like his position might be a bit under threat, I think, here, or like he might question where he's going to be there, why he's there. But I actually think you'll see a ton of people being like, maybe there is no Doge isn't coming to save us, and now it's time for Bitcoin again.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely all like pretty good for us at the end of the day. So anyways, there's that. There's your recap of the beef. There's a code coming. And 3 of you guys will win. So rafflebot.xyz today, and every other day, every single day, you go put a code. You have to have a Yeet account using the FOMO HOUR registration code. It's the FOMO HOUR, FOMOHOUR, and you will have to have placed a bet on Yeet. Speaking of Yeet, congratulations, Ben Lamb coming second. WSOP. Almost had it.
He was. The other guy was short stacked a few times, and Ben just couldn't close.
You know what though? Fucking Sims and Bernie jinxed it so hard. Like they were in the FOMO chat. Like, yo, he's got this. He's gonna win. He's upset so much. In my head, I remember thinking like, yo, this is the type of shit you say when someone's about to lose. So Ben, look no further. It's Sims and Bernie's fault. But congratulations, my guy. And shout out to Yeet. Anyways, Tyler, let's go through these topics. I'll still bring Spencer on with us. Maybe you can chat some topics with us before we get into the Moonbirds. But let's see what you got for us, Tyler, today.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis, Tyler T on FOMO HOUR calls the his canvas.
Yeah, folks, our coins are seeing massive V-shaped recoveries. Bitcoin all the way back to 104.6 after touching 100,500 on the low yesterday. ETH back at 25.10. Sold back at 150 after touching 140. Mando hit all the headlines. I'll quickly go through them again. Circle soars 170% on IPO day. It's up another 12% today. It's at $100. Incredible IPO. Corporate treasuries booming. Metaplanet raising another $5 billion. Strategy upping 4x to $1 billion, and then the Trump media company jumping up to $12 billion. So these companies are piling in. It's still the biggest theme, biggest trend going in crypto. We had Bitfinex and Tether come out and back a new L1 chain called Stable. It's basically going to be a stablecoin focused chain, as I understand it. We had Uber, they're exploring stablecoins. We had news this morning that Google, some of the other Mag 7 are also exploring stablecoin integration. So stablecoins, clearly another key theme of this cycle. We had Fartcoin leading all movers on the day, up 20% after the Coinbase adds it to its roadmap. That was huge. Rounding this out, a couple things down the risk curve a bit. In NFTs, actually, Yuga Labs is officially going to create a proposal to end the ApeCoin DAO. That's pretty big. those Pixelball punks sold right after our show yesterday, 930 ETH. That was 2.4 million. Notably, the buyer has already put half of those punks up for sale. So if you liked some of those, go shopping.
I mean, it's Punks OTC, right?
No.
Okay.
Punks OTC got outbid. And then we saw a zombie punk catch a $450,000 USDC loan, which I thought was fairly notable on the day. But that was really it. And I think that the biggest news that we haven't talked about yet is either the corporate Bitcoin treasuries, and it's something that we talk about almost every day. But they keep sizing up. I agree with Mando. I think that's what drove this fierce Bitcoin rebound.
You know what, too, like, I know you guys didn't talk about it so much, but the Circle IPO, like, not only is the Circle IPO big for crypto, the Circle IPO is big for IPOs. Like, IPOs have not been doing well. That's why a lot of companies in private markets have stayed private. And the last IPO that did well was Grindr. Like, that's the last one. That's to my knowledge. Unless you thought of others, is like companies have not been going public generally. Like, this is not just like a within crypto thing. This is like, you see the percentage of like billion-dollar companies that are private has been increasing almost exponentially over the last couple of years, because the IPOs just, there's no reason to do it.
Wow.
Sense. I saw like there's this take going around the timeline yesterday that Circle should be disappointed with their banking partner, that clearly like they launched too low. They left some money on the table, but I feel completely opposite. Like, I think
everybody eats.
You want this type of explosive IPO action, I think. And all the big players are still holding shares, so they get to root this thing on. So I totally disagree with that. Like, this is an IPO that goes outside the crypto circles now. Like, to the point, Spencer, like it's kind of shocking the business world overall, Wall Street. And then now, like, clear impact, we're going to see more crypto IPOs.
Yeah. I mean, who's next?
Who is next? That's a good question.
I think at some point Polymarket could IPO no token route.
We spoke about this a little bit yesterday. I spoke about it with OSF. I think the other thing to note here is like the valuation versus their bottom line, but versus their net profit. What I think this actually calls into question is, like, do some of these other DeFi style companies decide they want to IPO? Particularly the one that really stood out to me was Uniswap, because they did the fee switch. They're based in New York. They arguably make a lot of money, and I reckon they could IPO at a similar sort of valuation, if I'm honest.
But like, the question is, because Uniswap already has a token like in the market, right? But
that's the thing.
Circle didn't. Like, I think the most likely candidate is a company that doesn't already have like a fungible token, right?
But they
like
don't have a switch. That's the thing. It's one of the few DeFi protocols that decided not to go for the fee switch, and people did say, "Oh, they might be trying to IPO here because of that exact reason." So that's the one that stood out to me, is like, oh wow, like maybe you could see some of the tier one. Well, it's only really them. Aave did a fee switch. Maker did a fee switch. Only really Uniswap didn't. But I think we're going to see a number of different crypto companies do IPOs now. Ripple would be an obvious one. Kraken's obviously spoken about doing an IPO, but like, I think we could have a bit of a spate here of crypto IPOs.
Well,
could see like, yeah. Go ahead, Spencer. Sorry.
The other thing it opens the door for is, like, you know, the elephant in the room is Stripe, right? Like, Stripe is the most valuable private company, probably, or one of the at least right now. And, you know, people have been speculating when it might IPO for years. And, you know, one of the things historically has been that people have been hesitant to enable crypto products and financial companies that they might want to IPO at some point because they see it as detrimental. Like, really what this rips the Band-Aid off for is a lot of those traditional financial companies that might be eyeing an IPO. No longer is it true that crypto is bad. It might even be seen now that crypto is good, right? So if you're lining up for an IPO, I think we're going to see traditional financial companies add more crypto rails as a bid for the audience that purchased this Circle IPO, because this is such a big win in the IPO space overall.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Yes,
I think there's clear demand for crypto exposure via stocks, and now these companies can find new ways. I'm curious, Spencer. So did you trade this, or are you a buyer here at $100 a share?
No, I mean, like, look, like, I'm a crypto degen at heart. Like, my crypto, I'm not like my Roth IRA is just like full Bitcoin, and that's my like crypto exposure. And then, like, on chain, like I professionally, all these other ways, like my slush fund of stock money, like I try to anti-correlate to crypto, right? Like,
Yeah.
like there's no need for me personally to have more
To have
crypto
more
exposure,
crypto.
except like I think that if your Roth IRA is anything other than full Bitcoin, like I don't know what you're doing, because that's like money that you can't touch for like 20, 40 years, right? Like what else would you put it in?
I like that 41,986. No more maybe, but tens of thousands of Robinhood users were able to buy shares, even though it's a small amount. Like some guy was like, yeah, I was allocated 31 shares. Like it's a 3x. Like this is cool. Like like a little bit of everybody seems to have won here in that trade, Tyler. So I agree with your take that like it's not, they didn't make a mistake. This is good. Now, will it dump a little bit before it pumps again? We'll see. But remember, Coinbase opened very strong, then had quite the drawdown, and then now it's ripping in a very big way. So this is good, though. This is really, really positive for the industry as a whole. Seeing a lot of positive stuff on the timeline about Circle. So absolutely love to see that for everybody. Tyler, what else is like some of the big stuff? We already discussed the Trump-Elon stuff at length. Circle is big.
Fartcoin 5-month cup and handle playing out on the back of
Okay, actually, sorry. What am I saying? The biggest news of yesterday and the last 24 hours, forget Circle, forget Trump and Elon. The absolute biggest news is the fact that Coinbase is going to list Fartcoin. I mean, lads, it's on the roadmap. I don't think we have a date yet, but we did it. That's it.
We made it.
We made it.
No date. I actually haven't tracked historically how long this takes. Is it usually like a couple
week? No.
Oh, you think it's faster? So you think it's like next week?
Well, when Pepe got the roadmap, it was a week after. When WIF got the roadmap, it was a week after. Giga, Mog, all these is exactly 7 days after all of them, I think.
I wouldn't think it's super long.
Yeah, it was a week, all of them. I remember them perfectly, but I don't know.
Farokh remembers.
I do. I was trading them off of that. It worked out. Boys, I mean, what do we think now?
I think they need to get a Binance listing too, but it's setting up well. Fartcoin has definitely been the best performer out of Solana meme coins, right? It's been the one that's stuck. This is kind of what I said to you, Farokh. I think it's kind of detached from Solana here, in the same way that Pepe and Mog were kind of detached from ETH when that was underperforming. I feel as though Fartcoin is like that for Solana.
I mean, there was a $10 wick on Fartcoin.
Yes.
On Mexi.
This is what
we know, Tyler. That's the prophecy.
We need to fill the wick.
Well, it's also like the thing about Fartcoin always has been that it's just dumb in exactly the way that external viewers think that crypto is dumb.
Yes.
And that's just the thesis, is like people who are like, crypto is fucking stupid. Like Fartcoin is just exactly the way in which it's stupid. And that's so bullish, because what we're seeing and talking about is like all these new pockets of capital coming in. And dude, they don't want to understand DeFi. Like, dude, they don't want to understand. They don't care about any of this. But Fartcoin, like easy. Like the explanation to Fartcoin takes 30 seconds. It's dumb in all the ways you think crypto is dumb, and it is the most dumb. And it's an AI play, dude. Oh my god, what?
I love this tweet from Steven.
Thesis, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. It's like richest. Well, this is kind of what Tyler Spencer's saying. Right? It's like richest man in the world with the most powerful man in the world are fighting. Global trade war, Coinbase. As this trade on roadmap today, Fartcoin. Like, it's such a banger, right? So yesterday we even got a Kobe tweet. We got fucking Blunt's tweet. We got, man.
What's that tweet saying that he's Dip Wheeler? I didn't know. I like looked at it and was like, is he saying that he's Dip Wheeler, or is he just?
So I it could be one of the theses, right?
Talk about Dip Wheeler being like an OG person, right? Like,
whoever Dip Wheeler is the best shell of this cycle.
Right.
But it could. I mean, look, people were saying it's Bob Lax early on. I definitely do not believe Dip Wheeler is Bob Lax.
I felt like it was Kobe paying homage to Dip Wheeler.
Yeah,
that was
probably
my reaction.
Paying his respect, The train only runs in one direction. Let's look at the holder count here.
What's up, baby?
Because this is something you brought up to me on the big dip. You're like, well, the holder count's going up. It must be some like, some whale offloading at some point. It's
Should we talk about
157,000. But what?
Should we talk about Moonbirds? Spencer's here, man. Like this.
Oh, we are going to talk about Moonbirds. We are about to go into the Moonbirds conversation in a second here. But we got to cover my bags, okay?
15 fucking minutes.
So Farokh, are you saying that your bags do not include Moonbirds?
They don't. But now they can. You know what I mean? Like there's under Kevin Rose, that was a no. This is insane. On the Yuga, I did not see the vision. I'm not gonna lie. And then they started offloading their extra bags, which is good. Actually, they made the news. We can talk about it Monday, but they're gonna dissolve the ApeCoin DAO. I don't know if you guys saw that. The AIP. That's well, it's not yet, but they've made an AIP. I think that'll pass. But they're in good hands now, and I think it's a perfect segue here into this next segment and our guest, Spencer, founder of OCAP Games. And Spencer, you are a good friend of the show. You're a friend of Rug Radio. You're an OG or Rug Radio mentor. We're all good friends of yours. I don't think you need much more of an introduction, but maybe give yourself a quick intro of like what OCAP is in general, because I feel like some people weren't really aware of OCAP until like this big acquisition. You created a game for Pudgies, etc., which is super fucking cool, by the way. But tell us a little more about like what you guys do at OCAP, and then we'll get into Moonbirds talk.
Yeah, OCAP Games is my company. We made the trading card game for Pudgy Penguins called Vibes TCG. Vibes TCG has absolutely exploded in the last year. It's been over $1.5 million in sales of physical cards since December. Primary sales, secondary market, really hot. I mean, there's a $5,000 sale on eBay, a $4,500 sale on eBay for single cards, individual cards, like tons of like high dollar sales there. We just had our championships. There's 138 players in person battling it out for the championships of the Americas about 2 weeks ago. And there's a full online game too, which has had, I think over 350,000 games played since December. We've also partnered with eBay, CGC, Star City Games, even Van Eck to do co-branded promo cards and activations. So kind of really deep there. You don't hear about it as much on CT because really it's truly like a trading card activation as much as it is a crypto activation. So a lot of the growth of that company comes in like traditional trading card space. But really like what, that company has done, especially pertains to Moonbird, is just like demonstrate the type of quality of product we can put out there, right? Like we're putting out there a trading card product that, is growing and competing with major players. Like the number one Magic circuit in the United States is called Star City Games, and there's 4 games on the circuit: Magic the Gathering, Flesh and Blood, Disney Lorcana, Star Wars, and the 5th one they just added is Vibes. So like that's the arena that Vibes is playing in right now, is like the top of that industry, right? Now given that we had that reputation of like we can make cool products and do interesting things with IP, right? Like the thesis of Orange Cap Games is bringing IP to life. It just kind of makes sense to have like our own IP, right? And so, we have our part of our team is a full production team based in Asia that like goes to the factories, oversees all manufacturing. Like we're really hands-on when it comes to making like physical stuff, as well as, like obviously I'm DGen native, like my co-founder is also DGen native. Like we're like when it comes to understanding the crypto component to things, like we got it. Like we've been here, we've done this rodeo. I mean, obviously not, you can never say like 100% I know everything's going on, but like certainly like they're within the scope of people that could run something like this. Like we have more background, especially in the NFT space, especially in the NFT IP space, all that kind of stuff. So it was just something that just really made sense, right? Like, talking to Garga, like Moonbirds needed a new home. Farokh, you were just saying this, like it never quite felt right in its prior iterations, and that's not a knock at the people who had it, but like Yuga owning Moonbirds just like wasn't the right thing for Moonbirds, right? And I think Yuga knew that too, and so like it was just this mutually beneficial thing where like someone needed to take over Moonbirds. I care a lot about NFTs. Like NFTs are so important to me in my journey that it's also partially like how do I give back to it? Like how do I become part of the thing that did so much for me? And like in terms of who could take over Moonbirds and do something special with it, like I think we were really well positioned to do it. And sometimes when you make those big decisions in life, it's less like, oh, like what's the math of all this working out, whatever. It's more or less like, yeah, like, let's just do it, right? So that's kind of the origin there.
Interesting. Were you evaluating any other collections or IP, or were you?
Yeah, I mean, we've been offered collections in the past. Like we've gotten a look at basically everything that's been trickled out, and like this is just the one that felt right? Like it's just like I love Moonbirds, by the way. Like just the art of Moonbirds is so striking. Like Justin Mazzell did such a good job, especially on Mythics. If you've never looked at Moonbirds Mythics, like go look at that collection. It's insane.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's have a look. I mean, just obviously NFTs are a lot more than just art, but if NFTs were just art, like I think this is easily just from a pure like drawing and quality perspective, like, you know, top collection, right? And again, I'm a little biased here, but just you can't say that
A little bit.
not a little bit. Like, you just can't say that
They're
like,
cool. They are cool.
this is something I've tweeted this long before we even were in discussions to acquire this, right? When these first came out, that just they look cool, it's interesting, it's really well drawn, that kind of stuff. And so, you know, and it never really saw the light of day, right? Like the number of people that I've met who are like, I didn't even know there was illustrated Moonbirds. I didn't even know that there is. So just so you know, like Moonbirds aren't just pixel art. Moonbirds also, every Moonbird has a full illustrated version. So if you click on it on OpenSea, there's a little icon in the corner that says illustrated, and you can see the illustrated in the pixel version. Every single Moonbird, yeah, exactly. Did you know that is a thing?
No, I didn't, bro. When I sold my Moonbirds for a $180,000 loss, I never looked back.
No, exactly.
But look back in now.
This is the memetics of it. Like Moonbirds are kind of funny. Like everyone's reaction is like, "Dude, I sold it for my fucking giant loss or whatever." Right?
I know.
It's fun. Like and like you know, and
it's got good lore.
It's got lore of exquisite quality, right? Like, you know, you can find that deeply upsetting or you can find it funny, and I'm choosing to find it funny. And like, dude, the funniest thing when we bought it was, you know, we got a whole bunch of new people kind of coming in the Discord, and like the core Moonbirds community was like, oh my God, like there's Bored Ape PFPs like buying Moonbirds unironically and tweeting about Moonbirds. Like, is hell freezing over? Like, what happened? Right? And they're like, yeah, dude, we just, you know, we like the apes, like they like us, like, dude, what?
So what was the process like to acquire a collection from Yuga?
I mean, there's sort of like
whatever you can share, of course.
Like there's sort of two steps to it, right? Like one is like, you know, the conversation with Garga about like, hey, like let's do it, and like here's kind of loosely the terms, and then the other is just like, you know, lawyers always got to do their lawyer thing and make things more complicated than it needs to be and like take forever. So, you know, I think the conversation with Garga was pretty straightforward. Like, you know, he was pretty clear. Like, I knew it too because like you know, look, as everyone's been talking, like when are they gonna sell Moonbirds? When are they gonna sell Moonbirds? Like it's not like a secret that this is kind of like been for sale, right? And so having a conversation with him, what are the terms around it? How do we do it right? You know, that took not that long, and then a lot of legal stuff, but like almost nobody knew that this was happening, right? Like literally our team found out like the night before. And that was something that we were pretty proud of, was like we announced this like hours after it was signed, right? In the sense of like the longer information sits out there, the more people that know, the more it could leak.
Congrats on no leak. That's probably the first acquisition in the history of NFTs without insider trading happening. Like you can tell here, it's just fucking.
It mattered to me to do things right? Like I want because like I also like I wanted like we literally put out a tweet from Orange Cap Games account like to our Vibes players and stuff, like put notifications on this account, because I was like, I want the people to eat to be the people that like paid attention and listened to us. Like when we say that there's something big happening, like, and I was like really big, like so like announcement so much bigger than you could ever think. And like I wanted those people to be the opportunity to get like the first look at getting in, right? Because like, you know, that's people who are already part of our ecosystem, who already ride or die with us, right? And I'm an
investor and I missed it.
Oh yeah. Well, dude, like that's on you.
Yeah,
yeah, dude, Mando, how does it feel to be an investor in Moonbirds?
Whoa,
like
Mando,
investor.
You own Moonbirds.
I'm something of a Moonbird myself. Yeah,
dude, Canary Labs, man, Canary Labs in control. God,
Canary, big year for Canary Labs. Yeah, I honestly, Spencer, I thought you'd done this by yourself. I didn't know this was Orange Cap Games until this show right now. That's how. I thought this was done by Spencer Ventures. So I am over the fucking moon that this is now Orange Cap Games, and we've got a trading card thing for it. I thought you just bought it as like in the same way that like Luca had bought Pudgies as like a trade out of because I know you do some stuff with Spencer Ventures, but this is much cooler than I initially thought.
Well, there you go.
I'm fucking all for this now.
Because it's your bag, dude. So yeah, no, I mean like this was the other funny thing. Is like
Moonbird, I'm in.
Go get yourself a Moonbird.
Yeah, go get yourself a Moonbird,
motherfucker.
No, of course, I'm gonna buy one now. Why not?
I love that.
I mean, like here's the thing too, is like the funniest thing about this. So when we did that fundraise originally for Orange Cap Games, like, you know, we've got obviously Mando, we've got Ovi, we've got, you know, Wizard of Soho, even Sisyphus, like we've got all the degens in. We also got a lot of like traditional people. So we have like the founder of Crunchyroll, the former CFO of Roblox, and Marvel Studios. Like we've got a lot of like both sides of it. But the funny thing to me is like I think Moonbirds never really had CT, right? Like CT was never really behind Moonbirds. It was really like the sort of Silicon Valley tech bro kind of community, I think, like is a lot of which is a great community to have, by the way, because they don't overlap as much as you'd think with CT, but like they never won CT. Whereas like for us, like, stuff like Mando, dude, now CT is now contractually obligated as investors in the company to be bullish on fucking Moonbirds.
This wasn't put in the Orange Cap Games Angels chat, so I thought
Dude,
it
it
was.
super was.
Was it? I'm looking. Maybe I'm in the wrong one.
Man.
Oh wow, it was. It was.
Oh my god, it's
It
so
was,
good.
guys.
Dude,
The
the
tweet
lesson
was in
here
there.
is you
The
gotta
tweet was
pay
in
more
there.
attention to what we're tweeting, what we're saying, what we're
Yeah.
messaging. Like, don't ignore the alpha, bro. It was there the whole time.
I'm liking that tweet now. I'm liking that tweet now.
So Spencer, you've run an NFT fund. You are familiar with giving pitches and explaining your trading. So what's the Moonbird pitch right now, Friday, June 6th, 2025?
Look, right now, and I've been very transparent with everyone, right? Like we acquired it on Thursday. We announced it on Friday. My team didn't know till Thursday. Right now, what we're doing is a stepwise approach, right? 0th step is just reactivate the community, like get people out of the woodworks. One of the things that we've really leaned into, I think this is a very special moment, and it's different from 21, which is like AI, the ability for AI to enable IP as a community is huge, right? And so we've done all these copy pastas. I'm sure you've seen them on Twitter, people, making their Moonbird into Goku, making their Moonbird into, cooking like from Ratatouille. Like we're using that to upskill our whole community right now and activate them on like what Moonbirds always was being on the cutting edge of technology. NFTs in 21 was the cutting edge of technology, right? Today, NFTs are a lot more settled into what they are, and AI is the cutting edge of technology. So we're bringing our community, we're upscaling them on AI, and we're making them a force to behold in terms of their ability to disseminate IP, right? But that's step 0, just activate community. Step 2 is grow platform. So we launched yesterday our Telegram channel, our announcement channel on Telegram. Expect to see us going to more platforms, Instagram, TikTok, all these other platforms to get more of the Moonbird word out there. Just grow the platform for what IP is, right? And really, like, I think of that as what it is. Like Moonbirds is a platform. Like, it is what you've seen of the most successful NFT companies is they don't treat their company as just like a single core product. They treat it as like the product is IP, and we're using the IP in a bunch of different ways that are interesting. And whenever there's an interesting thesis, narrative thing happening in crypto, we can jump on it, right? Yuga Labs doing 12-fold when ordinals happened, right? Like Pudgy being in a position to launch a Solana meme coin when Solana meme coins are ripping. Like right now, what we need to do is grow Moonbird's brand and IP to a point where it can take advantage of whatever the leading narrative is when the moment is right, right? And so growing platform is kind of our next push. That being said, also, like, we are a company well known for making especially good physical collectible products, but collectible products overall. So we have a bunch of that in development. We haven't made any project announcements yet because our team is still doing some of the R&D on that. That's going to be, a period of time to get there, and there's a lot of work we have to do between now and then. But also, again, like, there's a lot of internal and external conversations we're having. We haven't made any commitments. This is like right now the moment of Moonbirds is like, do you want to ride with us or not? If you want to ride with us on this journey we're about to go on, where we try and grow really exponentially and rapidly, and maybe we win and maybe we don't, like, now's the time to join. It's not a pitch of like join for a specific product or a specific anything else other than that. And if you don't want to do that and you hold Moonbirds and, you're like, oh, liquidity, dude, like, congrats. I am not offended one way or the other. Like, if this is your time, if you don't want to ride with us, if you don't, want to hang out and be part of this journey, like, no need. I understand, there's been a lot of people getting some beautiful Moonbirds recently from people fumbling grails, and that's great. Like, win-win. Like, I'm not here to shill you on like go buy a Moonbird necessarily. Like, I'm here to say, hey, like, if you want to ride with us on this journey, we've got some exciting stuff, we're working on. We're not making any commitments today about what that is, but we're cooking. And if not, again, no worries, right? Like, I'm not here being like, oh, like, here's this grand vision. No, like, we are still building that vision. Like literally no one knew about this until like a week ago. So it takes more than a week to build a vision where you take over the world.
Of course. Well, we'll definitely respect that. And man, I think a lot of people rooting on Moonbirds 2.0.
Dude, people want to see it win. This is the best thing. Is like everyone just want, like, the number of people I know who made a lot of money in meme coins, all this stuff, right? Tons. But regardless of how much they made in meme coins versus NFTs, there was something about NFTs that was just more fun. Like 21 cycle was just a lot of fun. And Moonbirds kind of peaked when the fun of NFTs peaked. And part of this like revitalization is like like let's bring everyone back to then. Like let's just make it fun again, right? Let's bring it back to that 21 moment. And like people always root for NFTs to come back, regardless if they think they will or not. They want it to come back, and people like people want specifically, like there's no community that's been through more than Moonbirds. Like what a storied history, right? And so like, you know, my favorite thing when we first took it over, I was like in the Discord typing, and the community was like, "Oh my god, like they're typing in the Discord," right? We tweeted from the account, and they're like, "Oh my god, like they're tweeting from the account." Like, dude, you know, like think about that against like the expectations and then some of the FUD from other, like the bar for us to do a little bit more than what's been done is just so incredibly low, and the energy, like this is a community that hasn't been activated for like, you know, years, right? And everyone that stuck around, like they're just so excited, and they like a lot of them too, like what I'm learning is like a lot of people didn't sell their Moonbird and then buy another community, right? Some people did, but a lot didn't. A lot of people like just kept their Moonbird, held it down, either left crypto or left CT or left NFT Twitter. And like those people are just coming back, and they're, you know, they haven't experienced the trauma of the pump fund cycle. They haven't experienced the trauma of the liquidation cycle of Libra and all this. Like they're coming, like it's almost like a time capsule from 2021 in terms of like the energy and excitement. Like, dude, like our GM tweets today, everyone's tweeting GM. Like, do you know how long it's been since GM tweets had engagement on Twitter?
I know. Actually, I forgot the last 2 days. Fuck.
But like,
I know.
They're back, baby. Like,
dude, I used to get like
GM
1,000 replies per day, bro, on the GM tweet. That was crazy.
Bro, that was 21. That's what I'm saying. We're bringing back the 21 vibes. We're bringing back the GM tweets. We're bringing back dude, people are hanging out in Discord. Everyone's like, I haven't hung out in a Discord in like years, right? Do you remember when we used to do that?
Yeah. Let's run it all back. Quick, I know we got to wrap up here in like a minute or so, but just what are your quick thoughts, NFT market outlook here?
I mean, dude, NFTs look dead. They've been looking dead for a while, right? Like, no. I'm not coming up here and arguing anything else than that, right? I think, like, that being said, that's the exciting place to be from, is that, like, they look so bad that someone wants to see the comeback from it, right? And I'm not sitting here telling you anything else other than the truth. And, like, I think what you saw was, like NFT needs to be a platform to do something outside of NFT, right? That's what Pudgy did really well, was they took NFT to do Solana meme coin when Solana meme coin was hot. Right? Like what NFT is really good for isn't the end goal, I think. I think NFT is really good for the platform building and the IP building that ultimately gets you to the end goal, right? So like even within where the NFT space is today, I think Moonbirds have a lot of space to grow, but also like at some point that like Moonbirds must grow outside the NFT space, because like it is capped, but that's not a failure. That's not a fault. That's a feature, right? Same way that like, you know, like how big does Circle grow before IPO, right? Like you don't want to IPO Circle day one. Like that doesn't make sense, right? Like I think that's how I view the space, but I'm not coming in here being like, dude, NFTs are back forever. I mean, we're trying to bring them back. I'm trying to make it back, but I'm also a realist. Like volumes are down hugely. And I don't think they're ever going to go back to what they were in 21. That doesn't mean they can't come back in some way, in some meaningful way. I think Pudgy showed us that. I think a lot of, you know, the last unit of time has showed us that. But like people just want to see them win. And, you know, I think we're well positioned to be the one that wins.
There you go. There you have it. I love that. This is some good thoughts. Stay with us, Tester. We're gonna do a triple giveaway if you want to hang out.
All right, I'll hang out for a triple. Just for you, Farokh. I'll hang out.
Quickly though, breaking news, and this is actually fucking big. And I do need to talk about some Myriad stuff for a second here. But did you guys see the latest? I just got pinged by like every single human being on the surface of Earth. X just announced that they're joining forces with Polymarket as their official prediction market partner.
Oh, speaking of a company that hasn't done a token that could go public.
That's why I thought that as well. I think Polymarket public company makes more sense than token. Wow, this is big, guys.
That's huge.
I love to see this. The TAM just grows for prediction market. So this is good news for us.
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the last time that like X cut the Twitter the PFP verified NFT thing, like this is the first crypto thing that's been added to X in a while, right?
Yo, this is true. Wow.
So is it going to be on Polygon?
I mean, Polymarket's on Polygon, right?
Oh. Interesting.
This is really big. I'm very excited also to see what this means. The next information age won't be driven by 20th century media's monoliths. Our partnership with X marks for the truth of our internet. The future of news is optimized for truth, rooted in transparency, and anchored in reality. Wow.
It's massive.
This is fucking big. Yeah. Good stuff. I love it. I love this shit. This is
Well,
really, really, really
Real
big
quick,
news.
what was the news that was like leaked like a week ago? Was that with Kalshi or was it also
It
Polymarket?
was somebody somewhere lied here.
Yeah,
Because they announced Kalshi on Bloomberg with
that's right.
X. And I had a call with X last week because I was curious. We hit him up and I talked to the people in charge of all this, or not, but it was someone pretty high up there. And they were saying that there's going to be some prediction market stuff, but nothing's official. So I was like, okay, this is sus. And now I see this. So,
Well, as the owner of a prediction market, how does that make you feel?
I think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely incredible. Polymarket has done an incredible job taking prediction market 0 to 1. Kalshi's doing a good job making them legal in America because they're the only ones with the DCM license. And so for me, I think it's great. I think the TAM grows here. The amount of people that want different types of markets. I mean, we do have a better UI and UX than I think most prediction. We have parity with Polymarket and Kalshi when it comes to user experience and user interface. So, and our tech is just as good as anybody else. We just aren't as big. So I think it's great. I love it. I think it's fucking awesome. I think we're going to be adding zeros to our valuation soon.
Dude, as an investor in Farokh's Myriad, I'm bullish my backs.
Hell yeah, dude. What's up, Mando?
Partnership with Threads, maybe.
But do you guys think it has something to do with Don Jr. being a Kalshi advisor?
Don
Tinfoil hat
Jr.
on.
Yeah, maybe.
Tinfoil hat on. Tyler had to go take care of shit. I think his kids were screaming again. So funny. Sometimes you'll hear something like Tyler's kids in the background and he just leaves. It's so funny. Anyways, all right, let's give her some money. Mando, check your DMs. We may need a little top up because we have 3 winners today.
Okay.
Because we're picking 3. The code was Elon today. Rafflebot.xyz. Elon, ELON. Elon, like Elon Musk. So let's pick 3 people. Fartcoin Friday. Let's fucking go, baby. All right. Yeah, it's so funny. Lana's like, Mary, I just partnered with Meta. So yeah, Threads. It's so funny. Threads.
That's the next headline, man.
Listen, brother. We actually announced some stuff today. Let's do the giveaways and I'll run you guys through it. But there's some cool stuff coming. Hey, Nifty Millennial! Let's go! That's fire! Let's go! Big listener.
I think this is his 3rd win over the course of we've been doing like everything. This must be his
Good.
3rd win.
Let's go! Give him more money. Give him more. All right, next one. Run it back. Nifty Millennial, congratulations. Please request to speak. Nifty Millennial. Castro Crypto. Let's go, baby. Castro Crypto. All right, Timothy, run it back, Papa. Run it back, Papa. Castro, baby. Castro Crypto, you won. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the guy that won once and got rugged because he wasn't there. Kolaki, what up? Hey, let's go. All right. Dude, this is fun. Kolaki got rugged that one time.
Hello.
What's up?
Oh my god.
I remember when you won, and then I was on the show, and then obviously we had to reroll because something happened, and now you're back. This guy's been here every day, like he's the first person in the spaces.
So what should we play?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, it's Fartcoin Friday. Should we coin race for everyone?
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah, what are they winning?
So
they get
that's
free
so
spin.
cool.
Free
All right,
spin
we
up.
have Castro.
At what size? Like, how much are you putting on it? What are they getting? What's
So
the
here's
upside?
the thing. Here's the thing. Every single person here just won $500. That's for sure. So congratulations to Elder Millennial, Castro, and Kolaki. You each already make $500. It is Fartcoin Friday. So Mando, I think we should do coin race.
Yeah.
Every single person gets $250 on Fartcoin. So we do the first race, just Fartcoin, $750. Right?
Mm.
And then we do a second race, Elder gets to pick first what he wants. Castro second and Kalaki third, right? The two can't have the same coin, right? And then we do something like that. What do you think for $250 each?
I like
Sure.
it.
So
Well,
who wants to?
You know-
So we can get people's favorite coin here. So
Yeah, but the thing is, so Elder won first, so he picks. So that way he has a chance to pick Bitcoin if he wants, right? 'Cause
okay.
so-
So what do you want,
Yeah,
Elder?
I'll take Bitcoin, guys. Thank you.
all right, Elder's got Bitcoin. Castro, what do you want?
Thank you so much.
Solana.
Castro's got Solana and Kolaki. What do you want?
Bitcoin.
You can't. That's taken.
If you can either choose Ethereum or Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Ethereum.
Okay, perfect. I think you can bet 750 on Fartcoin now, right? You guys up the
I
limits.
actually don't know. You might be able to. You might have to
Sims,
check.
you know, because Sims is like expert lead.
Fucking hell, I don't go that high on it.
I don't think we.
I don't go
think
that high on it.
we're capped out before then, so maybe we'll find out.
Well, worst case, we do 3 races. Who cares? Let's have some fun. All right.
well, and this is important. You know, it's a thematic connecting with this show is that I am also an investor in Yeet. So this is also my bags.
We're all-
There's
Brother.
a lot of incest going on this show today. Okay, 500 is max. Oh, okay. So we do multiple races, guys.
Not sharing at the moment. It's frozen on yours on the
No,
screen.
it's I did it on purpose.
Okay.
So what do I do multiple races? Like
Do
what
3
I do?
races.
Okay, you know
Yeah,
what?
do
We'll
you
do.
think? I think let's just do one race. No,
We can't.
But
What's
why
the max on fart?
500?
Yeah. So here's what we do. We can do 1 race for Elder, 1 race for Kolak, and 1 race for Castro.
Well, we can do 2 races, right? The first person just be Bitcoin and Fartcoin, and the next ones could be 2 Fartcoin.
The 2 others? Okay, perfect. All right, let's do that. So
2
then
races.
we'll go first for Elder Millennial. Elder Millennial, it's very simple. So you're first because you won first. We're gonna put $250 on Fartcoin for you and $250 on Bitcoin per your request. We're gonna have to wait the next one. It was too quick. So let's see. Nobody's in this race here. Let's see what happens though. You can watch us on video every single day.
We can't hear it again, Farokh.
I know. I don't know why it doesn't share on StreamYard. So weird. I can hear it. The spaces can hear it.
Yeah, the spaces can hear it. Okay.
Okay. Well, wow. Dogecoin. None of you would have had Dogecoin anyways. So that's
Yeah.
Well,
That's a
good got that out of its system, you know? Like
all right. So this
now
is
they can't
for-
possibly lose.
Exactly. Elder, you're up. 250 on Fartcoin and 250 on Bitcoin. Let's see
go.
what he gets. Let's go. Let's get a Fartcoin win today, guys. We have 3 chances. Yo, Fartcoin is a $12,000 hit, bro. Come on.
Oh,
Come on,
I mean,
Papa.
It's winning at the moment. It's winning at the
Oh,
moment.
that's good. That's good.
Oh.
That's good.
Oh,
Keep going.
hold on.
Oh,
Oh. Good.
Oh,
So, all right, Ethereum won that one. So congrats, Elder Millennial. Well, you got $500. Next one was, who was it?
Well, we're
Who
doing
picked Ethereum? It was Solana. It was Castro. It was
Castro and
Castro.
Solana.
It was Castro picked Sol. Wow, 7x is 70x for you. Elder Millennial, don't worry. You still won your $500. Congratulations. Thank you for listening. All right, Castro. Yo,
Thanks,
Castro.
guys. Go.
Castro.
Whatever I win's going on Yeet.
Oh, Castro.
go.
No!
Oh, not anymore.
Wait. Solana's a $1,700 hit. Plus it's $500.
It feels
Oh,
not
looking
bad.
good.
It's looking good.
Go. No,
Hold
go.
on.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, you still won
We're still going on Yeet. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's
nice.
go. And then it was
Oh, no. Oh, no.
okay.
Okay.
No, we're
we
good.
made it. We're
Okay,
good
whew,
now.
scared.
Okay,
All
so
right,
we're-
last one.
all right, guys.
Kolak.
We're due for a win.
We're
Come
due
on.
a win.
Come on.
Mando wins again.
Oh, my god, dude. Right off the bat, Fartcoin got fucking wrecked, dude. That's
Fartcoin
insane.
finance, what's going on here?
Oh, wait,
but-
Ethereum, though.
Each
Ethereum,
finance-
though.
Hold on.
Now
is going-
Solana wins. Oh, Bitcoin. Oh.
No winners?
Oh, wow.
No
No
winners?
winner. Wow.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Wow. Mando wins again.
So if we done just one race, somebody would have won. Right?
This is true.
This is true.
But you guys need to up your fucking limits on Fartcoin for the show.
Well, but if you did one race, then it couldn't have been true that everybody wins.
Actually, the first race, yeah, that's true. 1% win. But guess what, though? Everybody does win because every single person on the show that came on today, Elder, Castro, and Kolak, won $500 each. So we'll get you guys paid out.
Red Guy yesterday? Did you watch us on Lamb Chop with Red Guy yesterday?
No, what happened? I tuned out after like 10 minutes.
That
Yeah.
was 2 days ago.
Do you guys win big?
A guy could have won like 20 grand. He had 3 spins, could have gotten to the barn, then 4 grand, 2 grand, but gave up after like $1 grand each time. Only walked away with 3 grand, but would have walked away with a ton.
Dude, I don't know if you know this. When you guys first launched like the original, I was coin flipping. I started with $100. I was just doing $100 coin flips, and I got up to like $1,700 on $100 coin flips, just 50-50, and then just went precipitously to 0.
That's insane.
Because the house is so small on the games, they're so small. But like some of the custom games, like they run cold for a while, right? And you're like, oh god,
well, that's how the math works, dude. Like,
have we done the RTPs right here? Because some of them were like, oh god, but I think that we ran them like millions of times, and we feel okay about them. But one guy went up to like 300 grand mainly just on coin flips, and we were like, oh.
This is actually a well-studied mathematical phenomena that like if you just coin flip forever, like you're actually like a sine function about across 0, and like it increases your like plus and minus against it. So on almost the entirety of the time that you're coin flipping, like you should be like in some like it's very likely that you go on like crazy swings up or down. Like it's very unlikely that you just like plop about 0. Like this is actually like how the math works. It's a very interesting like mathematical phenomena. But yeah, dude, watching math actually happen in real life feels very weird often.
Yeah, particularly with big like different bet sizes and stuff like that. Like it is a house edge, but it can only show itself after like millions of plays because of how long the drift can be from something like that. But it's interesting. Anyway, it seems like as builders we're all doing well then. The 2020
we're building. What was the
is finally coming due in 2025.
Dude, you know what this is? All the traders got psyoped into building stuff because all the stuff we were trading was so dumb that all of us were like,
well,
now we're working, bro. Like the fire cycle before us.
The only way
you either go the creator route and end up irrelevant, or you become a builder. Or you become a trader and you get broke, or you make too much money and you become a builder. Like
the 2017 cycle was fucked off in an island in the 21 cycle. The 21 cycle is like in the trenches, building shit, working 14-hour days. I don't know what we did.
And the 24 cycle fucked off the McDonald's.
Dude, the 24 cycle doesn't have any money because they gave it all. They got all liquidated on their leverage.
The 2024 cycle are just influencers on Twitch now. That's
dude, the 2024 cycle was a transfer of wealth from those who leverage traded to those whose ref links they leverage traded on. I feel very confident in this. None of them made island money. They just made Lambo money.
That tweet that went viral yesterday that I did, Hasaka liked it. I was like, wow, I didn't know he was still going. Hasaka. I thought he'd like his channel.
Oh, Saka's still here?
Yeah. I was like, wow, he's still actually on the timeline.
I think they're all just like, active. Anyways, we should probably end the show, right?
I thought the show was over. I thought we were just shooting the shit.
yeah. That's why I think that's why we should close it before we shoot the shit too hard and start talking shit. So let's run. See you, Mando. Hopefully as soon as we get Spencer. Thank you for coming with that.
Hopefully Mando's running to buy a Moonbird. Finally, as an investor. I mean, come on.
I think that's what Tyler did. With that, buy a Moonbird, everyone. And we'll see you on Monday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of FOMO Hour on Rug Radio. Let's go.